we turn the faucet on and cold water's there. We can even make it hot. I mean, it's such a privilege that we take for granted.
Projecting in the next 20 years, by 2045, for the peak demand to reach almost 15 million gallons. Right now, our main plant is at 8 million gallons a day. So if we are wanting to, keep Cape Girardeau on a path to success, to grow, we have to do something about the infrastructure.
When you've got water systems that have pipes in place or were built for usage 30, 40, 50, even up to 100 years ago in some cases, they're all seeing that capacity. The communities that are thriving and surviving are the ones that are making the decision to make resources available for them and for both reinvestment and growth investment.
Casey Brunke, City of Cape Girardeau Public Works Director. Currently, through our budget process and council vote, we can only raise our utility rates by 5% in any given budget year. To put that in perspective, currently, if you use 5,000 gallons a month, if we were to move up to the 15%, your water bill will go up by $4.71 per month. Our rates are currently so low that I know 15%, it sounds like a big number and scary, but because our rates are so low, the 15%, if you use the national average of 5,000 gallons, it's $4.71 per month.
My name is Lucas Cook. I'm with Alliance Water Resources and I am the excavation superintendent.
JJ Ridings, I'm the local manager here for the Cape Girardeau water system.
So every week we have several service lines that we have to repair due to leaks. That is every week thing all throughout the year. Just with the age of a lot of the water lines here in Cape, we have some dating back all the way to the late 1800s. I think really the thing that's got us here was just time passing.
We always have on-call personnel, so if there's somebody reporting a main break, they go out and check it out. If it looks like it's a main break, we will call everyone up, get a whole crew out, and we'll call and locate. Sometimes you have to wait a couple hours to make sure all the utilities are marked. We don't want to hit any fiber lines or sewer lines or anything like that. So that can take a couple hours before we can actually even start digging. Then once we start digging, we can actually see the problem once the lines are exposed, and we'll do whatever we can, whatever we have to do to repair it to make sure that everybody has water before our crews leave. When worst case scenarios is when they have a boil water advisory, and that is normally given whenever the pressure drops below 20 psi. We're required to issue a boil water advisory.
My name is Megan Tyson. I'm a lifelong Cape resident, and I am a licensed realtor with Ritter Real Estate here in Cape, and also part owner of Spectrum Record Lounge. We have to make sure that we have sanitized glassware. So we were boiling the water so that we could sanitize our glassware and wash them. We couldn't use our ice maker. As soon as the boiled water came across, I called down there, had them shut off the ice maker. But then all of a sudden the next day it was like, oh, well, now we have to go out and buy bottled water. If anybody needs a glass of water, we have to boil the water for cleaning. So yeah, it made things a lot harder and then more expensive. It was almost like having a double bill. As far as real estate, if we don't have good quality clean water, it could prevent people from moving here from somewhere else. I deal with a lot of people that are moving here from maybe another area or even out of state. If they start hearing that there are issues with our water, they're going to choose to move somewhere else. At home, it was harder than I thought. Because at first I didn't know you had to boil the water before you would clean your dishes. So we were on a constant rotation of boiling water, finding somewhere to store that boiled water so that we could use it, doing dishes, from washing clothes, getting a drink of water, brushing your teeth. And I have a disabled child, so I can't explain to him why we can't do things the normal way we do them. And that was really hard.
My name's Jimmy Wilforth, President and CEO of the Chateau Girardeau, a continuing care residential environment for independent living through skilled care, the full continuum of care. At the Chateau, water's, it's no different than the hospital. It's a healthcare environment. We have the full continuum of care from independent living, where you're doing all your water and all your stuff at home by yourself, to assisted and skilled and rehab and memory care and all of that. In every one of those facets, water is king. Taking medicine on a daily basis, receiving dialysis on a daily basis, those type things have to, I mean, your life is it's very fragile. And without water in your life, it becomes a very tenuous situation.
Rob Gilligan, President and CEO of the Cape Girardeau Area Chamber of Commerce. My affiliation is obviously representing the business community here in Cape Girardeau and the broader area in southeast Missouri. A continued, guaranteed supply of good, clean, potable water is critical to the daily business operations of so many of our members at the Cape Chamber, which is why we think it's important for us to talk about this in our community so that they understand the critical place that our water system is in. Ultimately, our water system is a user-based system, and so the system operates based on use and the funds provided by users to do that. So as the economy continues to stay strong and grow, that use of water, both by businesses and individuals in the residential capacity, helps to fund the maintenance and growth of that system as we hope our community grows. The Cape Chamber is obviously focused on providing the support and networking, connections, and advocacy for the growth of business here in Cape Girardeau and southeast Missouri. And water is one of those essential pieces, that infrastructure piece, that has to continue to be invested in so that we can support the type of economic growth our businesses need to survive and thrive.
We need to make sure that everybody's got access to that water and that we have enough. And our current facility it's an amazing facility. It's been very well kept. We just need to expand it, just like we do, other facilities around town. It's time, and we just simply don't have the funds to do it at the moment. It's very likely that we would see some water conservation orders come out.
The leaks would continue to happen. The number of leaks would rise. The number of main breaks would go up as well.
All the parks would have to stop irrigation, and then it would go to residential.
If we don't do something soon, we will get to those points.
The funding would pay for the expansion of the plant so that we can in the future, take in more industry. If a big company wants to come in, we'd be able to supply them, and for the regular growth. Right now, our plant is often maxed out. Like, we can produce 8 million gallons a day, but over just 3 days last weekend, the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we were at 8 million gallons maxed out. And we weren't supposed to hit 9 million gallons until 2040, and we hit it 3 or 4 times last August. So it will help to pay for the expansion so we can go forward with that. Then also, we have a large list of mains that need replacement, and they're prioritized.
Upgrading the water mains, being able to renew some of the older service lines with new infrastructure, those are less likely to break or something to go wrong. So the level of risk goes down a lot with new infrastructure.
Yeah. Obviously we all understand the importance of water in our daily life. It's certainly one of those things that we're used to, waking up in the morning and be able to turn on a faucet and good, clean, potable water just comes flowing out to us. And when it's not, we're disrupted by it. Continuing to invest in the system so that there's less disruptions, less worries about the quality of the water, or general disruptions to the system is critical, not for just us as citizens of the community, but also for our business community to grow and thrive.
I spent 8 years in sub-Saharan Africa, and the phrase that stuck with me is water is life. And if you're in sub-Saharan Africa or any of our third world friends, countries across the globe, this is the key to life.
I'm not a water expert, but I know from several different business standpoints and from a personal standpoint, water is like air. We need it. We need clean water. And I don't want to think about a time where we're not being able to use the water out of our tap.
This is where we are. So are we going to do something about it? Or are we going to continue to get duct tape and Band-Aids and limp off into the future, not knowing what the future really holds?